Man, they be wrecking. Did you see that fight card this past weekend? Epic. Probably one of the biggest fight cards of all time. It was a good fight card. And I want to talk about the main event. Beterbiev versus Bivol 2. Like I said before in a previous video, I think that Beterbiev lost the first fight. I thought Bivol won the first fight. At worst, it should have been a draw. But they gave it to Beterbiev. He became undisputed at 175 light heavyweight. And I mean, I think Beterbiev is a monster. But I think Bivol outboxed him. And he won the first fight. However, this fight this past weekend, Bivol started off slow, which in the first fight he started off fast. Beterbiev started off fast this past fight, but in the first fight he started off slow. And they just reversed roles in terms of the speed in which they started off. This past weekend, Beterbiev was connecting with power shots efficiently, consistently. His defense, I think, is underrated. I thought at one point he won like 4 rounds in a row during the middle of the fight. And I thought that pretty much Beterbiev was running away with it. However, Bivol had a plan. They had a game plan. And I guess he stuck with the game plan because in the latter rounds, he seemed to have a little more energy than Beterbiev. Bivol started to put together multiple combinations consistently, and it seemed to have Beterbiev off balance, so to speak. Not literally, but meaning that he couldn't get his offense together, because a power puncher like Beterbiev, he has to be squared up to set. He has to be set. Usually when he throws punches, he likes to be able to get steam behind his punches. Even though he was taking some heat off of some of the punches to, I guess, lower Bivol to sleep, he likes to be squared up when he's throwing punches. He wants you to feel his fist through the gloves. But Bivol in the latter rounds was consistently throwing combinations, keeping Beterbiev off balance and on the defensive, so to speak. And so it was a good fight. I think it was a clear win for Bivol. I'm happy to see Bivol be undisputed at light heavyweight. And it seems like Beterbiev has exercised, I guess, his right to be able to take a third fight. I would like to see, or like to have seen, the Mexican Monster take on the winner. But of course, since Beterbiev was given the first fight, he deserves that right to challenge Bivol for a third time. But I think it'll be much of the same. Unless Beterbiev knocked Bivol out, I don't think he can beat Bivol unless Bivol gets robbed like he did I believe he did in the first fight. A lot of people think Bivol won that first fight, but that's neither here nor there. So we'll see what plays out. If Bivol will be fighting Beterbiev, the Mexican Monster, Callum Smith, or whoever. We'll see what happens next. The Bakole and Parker fight, I think Bakole there, he was stopped in the second round. His equilibrium was off. He was off balance. He went to the ground. I think Bakole's corner stopped the fight too early. Did he take a dive? A lot of people think he took a dive. I don't know, but it sure looks like it. And it's like his corner was in on it too, because they threw in the towel very quick. Zhang, yeah, man, you 40 years old, man. I mean, unless Zhilei knocks somebody out, it's pretty much tough for him right now. Even though he's beaten Deontay Wilder, he crushed Joe Joyce, but he depends a lot on his power, and his win is not there. He was gassed by the third round. So if he fight any skilled heavyweight that can absorb his punches or avoid the brunt of his punches. I don't really think he has a good chance, even though I like Zhilei. But I see that he didn't look too good in this past fight this weekend. Virgil Ortiz made a great showing for himself against Madrimov. It was a good fight, but Virgil was stalking him, man. Virgil was putting his punches together, putting some power together, and he made a good showing for himself. It was a clear win, a lopsided victory, I think. Yeah, I mean, I hear a lot of people saying, yeah, I don't think it was as close as Madrimov against Crawford. But like I said, Virgil Ortiz was on the hunt, and I believe that Madrimov, I call him Madrimov, but I think it's properly pronounced Madrimov. I think Madrimov, he took more chances with Virgil Ortiz than he did with Crawford. And of course, Ortiz was stalking him, and he was determined to get a knockout. It seems like Ortiz was looking for the knockout every round. But anyway, on to my favorite fighter to watch. I don't think he's the most exciting fighter, but he's my favorite fighter to watch. Being a former boxer myself, I like the skill set. I like the idea of hit and not get hit. And I believe who does that best right now, that's Shakur Stevenson. So I like looking at him fight. Like I said, he's not the most fan-friendly fighter. He's not the most exciting fighter, but he's my favorite fighter to watch. He's not even my favorite fighter. He's not even who I think is the most exciting fighter, but he's my favorite fighter to watch because of the skills that he possesses and being able to hit and not get hit. So that's my guy. So I like looking at him. I know a lot of fans don't like that. I know a lot of people don't like Shakur Stevenson. I mean, no, don't get me wrong. That De Los Santos fight, that was hard to watch. Yeah, that one was hard to watch because he wasn't getting hit, but he wasn't hitting either. So outside of that, I think that his fights are, to me, enjoyable to watch. So I would like to see who he's gonna fight next. Maybe he'll fight Tank. I don't think Tank can beat him on decision. Crawford is my favorite fighter to watch. I mean, the most exciting fighter I think to watch for me. Then probably Inoue, and then probably Tank. Those three in that order are the most exciting fighters to watch for me. But Shakur Stevenson is my favorite fighter to watch. But I think that if Tank don't knock him out, I think Shakur Stevenson will win. So for me, that fight is a toss-up. I mean, if I had to bet, I'm going to bet with Tank because he's a knockout artist. And so I'm going to bet with the knockout artist. But I believe if Shakur can avoid getting hit clean, and I don't know if Shakur has a chin because he hardly ever gets hit. And you know that Tank is going to test the chin and he's going to test that body. So I would have to see that one. But anyway, that's what it is, folks. I'll talk to you next time.